Are you tired of being left behind in math class? Not understanding concepts? Math takes practice, and part of that practice means memorizing tools. Tools, you say? What are tools? Well, one tool is the formula for slope. Slope is given by the letter m, and it's the change of y over the change of x, or x2 minus y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. In a graphing situation, the slope, this is the vertical axis, that's the y-axis, and this is the x-axis, the horizontal axis. The slope will be the fraction that you have when you take any 2 points and find out what that vertical distance is, y2 minus y1, and put that distance over the horizontal distance, x2 minus x1, where this point right here would be x2, y2, and this point down here would be x1, y1. That'd be that point right there. So any fraction of the change of y over the change of x will be the measure of slope. Part of being good at math is being able to know and apply tools. Well, anybody can know this tool. All we have to do is memorize this tool. Slope is change of y over change of x, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then we have to know how to apply it in situations that seem to look different. Let's look at these 3 problems. This problem, find the slope of a line through 3, 2, 5, 3. That seems pretty easy. Let's do that problem. In this one, I simply apply my tool, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'll call this the point x2, y2, and I'll call this the point x1, y1. So simply apply the tool. M equals negative 3 minus 2 over 5 minus 3. You see, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I get the slope negative 5 over 2. Now that was an easy application of that problem. Look at this next problem. Find the x-coordinate of the point B, where point B is x comma negative 2, if point A is 5, 4, and the line through A and B has the slope of 7, 3, 7/3. Now notice, slope, slope, slope. These 3 problems have to do with slope. So I can probably solve each problem by applying the slope tool. Okay, let's see. How can we do this? I know this is, I'll call this y2, x2. So I have negative 2 minus 4 over x minus 5, and that equals my slope, which equals, as it says, 7/3. Now look what I've done right here. I've created a proportion which has one variable in it, which I can solve by simply cross multiplying. Okay, I could change this, make it a little bit easier. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6 over x minus 5, and that's equal to 7/3. Cross multiply it, so I have 3 times negative 6, there's that one, and 7 times x minus 5, there's that one. So I've got negative 18 equals 7x minus 35. So 7x equals, add 35 to both sides, and I get 17. So x is 17/7, or dividing that out, 2 and 3/7. There's my x coordinate right there. Now notice, even though this is asking for a coordinate, and this one's asking for the slope, I'm still using and applying the same tool to find them. Okay, now let's do the last problem. And there's probably a number of ways that we can do this problem, and you might already have a way you've been taught to do it. But can we take our slope formula and apply it again and work this problem using that same tool? Well, notice that it says slope m is 5/2, and I'm missing a point here. Well, why don't I say that point is the point x, y? I don't know what it is. Now I'll call this point number 2, and I'll call this point number 1. So I have y minus negative 1 over x minus 3, which gives me 5/2 equals y plus 1, x minus 3. I cross multiply, and I get 2y plus 2 equals 5x minus 15. See what I did? I distributed the 5 amongst that binomial, and I distributed the 2 amongst the terms of that binomial. And so now if we want to put it in slope-intercept form, then we'd have 2y equals 5x minus 17. See how I did that? I subtracted the 2 from both sides. And then y equals 5/2 x minus 17/2. Now, let's go back to this point right here. Just before we got to there. And we could have put it into ax plus by equals c form. So I'll bring that 5x over, and I'll have negative 5x plus 2y, subtract 2 across, negative 17. That's also considered to be an acceptable equation. Chances are, if you would have stopped right here, you might have got most of the points. Now notice how, in all 3 cases, we used the slope formula. Here we used it, here we used it, here we used it. And we got 3 different kinds of answers. Here we got the actual slope. Here we got the x-coordinate, the missing x-coordinate of point B. And here we got the equation of the line through this point and the mystery point. Okay, I hope you've seen how to use a tool in different ways. If you're interested in some more help, email me at mathmusicfarm@gmail.com. You can also see other videos that I've done on YouTube at Mr. Block's Math Class. Thank you. Have a great day.